Hi, my name is Bishop LJ Guillory, Leroy Joseph Guillory. And my title until December 31st, 2025, Chairman of the Public Safety Commission for the City of Compton, the great City of Compton. So let's get started first with why now? Why now? Why now? Because I asked for federal intervention because of the drugs being brought into Compton, because of the cartel interlock relationship with buying the homes in Compton. Most of you will know that if you go online and you look up real estate in the city of Compton, you can't find a one-bedroom house, which is a 500 square foot house, for under $500,000. Most of the two-bedroom homes, which were built in the 40s and 50s, they go from $600,000, $700,000. We're talking about 800, 900 square foot homes in the city of Compton. So $1 million properties are being bought in the city of Compton, and we're being told, oh, these homes are being bought by undocumented immigrants. I recently gave notice of my resignation, effectively the 31st of December. And the purpose of waiting until the 31st of December was not because of any other reason than we have a fiduciary responsibility to give our year-end reports, and I can't leave those reports undone. And those reports will deal with the crime in the city of Compton, as well as all of the agenda items that we've had for the whole entire year of 2025. Please know that Ronald Eska, whatever, AKA Najee Ali, was invited, and he's a no-show. I guess we didn't have the honorarium needed to pay him to be here, but I'm sure that there are some people in LA that will pay him to come and defend people that call us the N-word and monkeys. So we're going to get started with Najee Ali coming to the city of Compton and stating to the media that he was a resident of Compton, and standing up for two bigots, two racist women, some of my chief adversaries, who are very upset that I stood up against the city of Compton becoming a sanctuary city. Now, when they first came to the council requesting for Compton to be a sanctuary city, they had been told, I think in 2020, that Compton can't be a sanctuary city because it's a federally chartered city. So when it came back up, and I explicated to those individuals, as the public safety commissioner, we could not even push or make a recommendation to the council regarding Compton being a sanctuary city because we have a federal charter, which means that we must abide by all federal laws. Now, we're going to break down a lot of things today, and I brought evidence because I think receipts are important. As I said, I wanted to invite Ronald here today because Ronald had a lot of things to say at the press conference, and one of the things that he didn't say is that the records show that, and these are his arrest records, that he was arrested for beating black women. He had several restraining orders on him for abusing his wife. And far be it from me to say that you need to bring a pretty decent person with a real impeccable background if you're going to take down somebody like Bishop. Number one, some of the things that he said on his Instagram and Facebook page, he said, mission accomplished. So I want to checkmate. Mission was not accomplished. Number one, the mayor, Emma Sharif, he claims that he's known her for 25 years. They've been friends for 25 years. He said that at the city council meeting. And whenever she calls, he comes. So he came to Compton to chastise the bishop. Unfortunately, the bishop don't get chastised. And I have no problem with people knowing what LJ stands for, Leroy Joseph. I'm very proud of my name, Leroy. My uncle, Captain Leroy Gill, was Leroy. His dad, Leroy Gill, was also Leroy, who helped build the Orville Dam. So it's not about pushing Leroy apart. And I try to keep Leroy in the basement with titanium chains, because definitely you're not going to poke Leroy in the face and Leroy is not going to do anything. I have an issue with being told that I have to be empathetic with the people. They're hardworking people. Well, no one is saying anything about the black people that are getting kicked out of houses, reverse mortgages that have been pushed down these people's throat every single day. We know that steering is being involved in taking the homes that are historical homes of black people in the city of Compton. Because every single day you have a Latino realtor banging on the door, making an offer to buy a house from an elderly person in Compton. Now, why do they only target the black houses? They don't go to the Latino houses. They go to only the black houses. And many of the kids and grandchildren, nieces and nephews, they can't even purchase the homes that are historically owned by their family members. That's number one. Number two, you can't even take a second on your house without check stubs, bank records, tax records. So how are people who are just undocumented, illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, able to waltz off into a bank and get this money and buy a house? Because the cartel is giving them the money. And when we asked the FBI and the Justice Department to start going in and looking into all of the money that's being laundered, all of the businesses in Compton, you know, we can't seem to get taxes unless you overtax the people that live here. Why is it that you have buildings that are close to the public, but millions of dollars are going through being laundered at those locations? So yes, we have a government right now that is doing some things that most of us wouldn't agree with. When you go and you attack people and you do these things under the auspices of ICE, okay? But what about the black women that their sons are getting murdered in the streets by just walking down the street playing basketball? What about the black kids that are being attacked in schools and being beat down that we are paying for, that people are saying, wait a minute, we all need to get along? I've never seen these people who are now talking about unity as they attack a black man and they're afraid of the black man. He came to my job and he threatened me and he asked me. First of all, you're a liar and a bigot. Number one, you said that I would bring the Black Lives Matter to your job until I found out there was a black person that owned it. First of all, I've been knowing Cliff for over 40-something years. His sister and I had a very close relationship. So how did I not know that? Number two, how is it that you come to the council and call the whole entire council racist, but you sit over and you're working for a black man, living on him like a slug, like a amoeba, like a germ, like you have always done? I have a picture of you in the parade. You had a Mexico flag on your car. Now, how could a person that want to have unity be floating a national flag for Mexico? You're a bigot and you're a liar. And now we got the receipts and we're going to deal with it. You said you never said my name until the other day. Well, that was the day that your ass is going to get sued. So you said my name, and like I said before, if you defame me and you bring up information that you don't have the facts on, I will sue you. So I'm going to sue you, and I'm going to sue the other little fat woman that hangs out with you. And some people say, well, you shouldn't talk like that. Well, what did they say about me? What did they say about me? Why is it that I have to be nice when other people are being rude, racist, and attacking our very fiber? What you see around here is black history. We lived it. We went through Jim Crow. We got raped. We got beat. We got hung for the rights that we have that you're going to try to claim now as yours. Ain't going to happen. The mayor also was in the car. She was being driven in the parade by a person by the name of Daryl Sweeney. Hi, Daryl. Daryl Sweeney was the mayor of Carson. Says here that the FBI, the Internal Affairs, and the federal prosecutors said that Daryl Sweeney and two others 5 members on the city council conspired to solicit over $600,000 in bribes in exchange for voting in February to award a 10-year contract, a $60 million trash hauling contract. And by the way, Mr. Omar Bradley, you're also in this article, and it says that you were good friends with the guy that was involved in that. You said that you went on your Facebook and you said something about me being an informant. No, I'm not an informant. I'm an ombudsman general. And you did not go to prison over a bowl of oatmeal. You went to prison because we had a hotel in Compton. It was the first black-owned hotel by a city called the Radisson. You sold it. We had a Compton drive-in in Compton. You gave the property away to Paul Richards, and we had to sue to get it back. We had a black dealership, youngest black dealership in the United States, Britt Mitchell Chevrolet. You gave that property away and gave money to him. So you didn't go to prison over a bowl of oatmeal. You went to prison for using your credit card illegally. You went to prison for a number of other things. But what was interesting is that Pat Moore, Walter Tucker, Paul Richards, and a whole host of other people all went to federal prison. Not you. You went to state prison for a few months, and then you were out for years. I mean, not even Gotti got out after he was convicted, sent to prison. You went to Chino State Prison, isn't that right, Omar? And walked out and never walked back into prison. But Paul did, the one you gave the properties to. So I have receipts for everything that I say. I want you guys to know that there's a timing in everything. Why is timing so well? Omar's son is going to run for mayor, and I wish him well. Bless him. I've known him since he was a kid. All I'm going to say is run for your seat. Be careful what you say, because if you don't have the receipts, you can embarrass your family. Because some of us don't believe the oatmeal. Some of us recognize why Compton was sold out years ago. Number 2, and these are papers that go to the grand jury, since they say that he's just saying. No, he's not saying. Mayor Sharif, you said that you asked for my resignation only because of the altercation with your paid informant and arrested 3-time rapist, woman beater. And that was interesting how he will stand up for 2 women that are Latino, as he did with the Latino city council member for $5 grand, and say he was a best friend of his, or he's a good friend of mine and he's not racist for $5 grand, and get him reelected after calling black women and black babies monkeys and things. What was interesting is that, Mayor Sharif, you called this man to the city, or he came on your behalf, to do your work. Let me see here. I have something here. This is a complaint dating June 20th of 2022, where you, Mayor Emma Sharif, and also Councilman Bowers, who also was asking for my resignation, to which I was gladly willing to give, both received hero pay. Neither one of you are heroes. This hero pay money was only supposed to be given to our firefighters, our police officers, our first responders, and workers that had to go to work even though we had COVID. You took that money. And this new DA, who you said, oh, I'm so glad I met the DA. Well, I'm glad you met him too, because this is going to the grand jury. And you received that money. You were told to give that money back. You didn't give the money back, I guess, because you didn't have it. You were told when Mayor Asia Brown was the mayor that the city council should not receive anything but your stipend, whereas councils Omar too, was getting all these stipends. So they would have 5 meetings, and each meeting lasted 2 minutes. Public safety, and every time they do it, they give themselves $1,000. So they were giving themselves thousands of dollars a month when they were only supposed to get $600 to $800 a month. Mayor Sharif, you signed, or it was signed on your behalf by the city attorney, that you would not receive any money. I have here documents that are going to the grand jury that says that you took $15,000 hero pay or shero pay. You're not a hero, you're not a shero. So why did you want Bishop Guillory off the Public Safety Commission? Because What does it say? That says the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office of Bureau of Fraud and Corruption and Prosecutions. And it says in here that you were advised by then city attorney not to get that money. And you were advised that nothing in the act would allow you to get that money. Isn't that interesting? I also have another letter here, Ms. Sharif, that says on July 17th, 2015, that you were made aware, ooh, this is hot stuff here. Never mess with a man that can read. That was my problem a long time ago. So it says that on July 17th, 2015, that you were made aware that the County District Attorney's Office, Public Integrity Division, told you, Jana Zarita, Isaac Galvan, Yvonne Arsenal, not to receive any money outside of the money that you are given as stipend. Anything other than that would be criminal. Bye-bye. Very interesting. Let's get back to Ronald. Ronald, you came into Compton and you said that you were a resident and you said that I jumped at you. At least you even got the news reporter to say it. First of all, I was contacted by the news to ask me to come there to give my rebuttal to what you all said. I have documented evidence of everything that went on at the press conference. It was you who walked away from the mic and came and decided you was going to be a man all of a sudden and touch a man. Guess what? Dude, you can't poke men in the face and not expect them to do more than that. I was very reserved, because if I had not been reserved, then I would have done much. I would have done some things that would have caused you a whole lot of bodily injury. I want to know why you don't go by your name Ronald. Ronald Todd. You seem to have a long history of jumping out here and attacking people. Every time there's a dead body, you're somewhere around. You're a coffin chaser. You're a fraud and a phony. You call yourself a Muslim? Well, I was married to a Muslima. When did they say you put your hands on another man? When did they say you put your hands on a woman? Sir, you're a liar and a fake. So you've been waiting for some time for people to expose you. I thought that Jasmine had already exposed you as much as you needed to be exposed, and I thought you would go back into a cubbyhole. The reason why I invited the black press here is because I would like for you to ask questions. We talked about the many years that I've been doing this. I started in public as a public servant when I was 15 years old under the tutelage of Mayor Robert Henning, the first black mayor of Linwood. And I'm not going to go into things that don't matter. What I will go into things that matter the most. Why do you think that all of these allegations, I'm always under investigation, I'm always doing, oh, he's this, he's not that, he doesn't have a church, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. I thought I would bring the documents in the papers so that people can see, black journalists can see, I am who I say I am. I may not be who you want me to be, but I'm definitely who I say I am. Number one, let's look back on my history. Very interesting. 2010, to whom it may concern, Youth Preservation College. As the sheriff of Shelby County, I am proud to be able to write a letter to support Ombudsman International in its proposal for a Youth Preservation College in Center, Texas. This program can benefit Shelby County and surrounding areas. The Youth College program is designed for at-risk offenders, young adults that are first-time offenders, and a second chance and to have an opportunity to be educated, get life skills and training, and to receive counseling and guidance. I am a firm believer in the fact that young people are the greatest asset to our nation. He writes on about, he believed that Bishop Guillory and Judge Dorothy Tigner Thompson need the support for their program, and it can benefit the community that provides for our young people and give them the chance to be productive citizens. This is from a sheriff. Now, if I'm everything that you say I am, why would the sheriff of Shelby County, which is 60 miles from Jasper, Texas, where they drug a black man that killed him to his death, and is historically a racist community, why would they write that? Because I purchased, out of my own pocket, money to buy a historical black high school, C.H. Daniels High School, to convert it to a 2-year college for first-time offenders, so they can go to school, get their AA degree, go back to court, have their case thrown out, and their records expunged. That's what I do. I would love to know what this guy, Ronald, who's not here, let me show y'all him. Well, give me some receipts for what you've done. We're sitting here in a museum right now where you can see the work that I've done. Ronald seemed to be more interested in parading around, and I want to deal with Compton Strong for 1 second. Compton, I would call it Compton Weak. You know, some coward that is hiding behind a Facebook page, but was also invited here tonight. He or she, I believe that it may be both, said that they would give me an opportunity to answer their questions for all of these allegations. First of all, I say, I have nothing to say to you at all. I noticed that there are germs who always want to attack anybody that is black that is standing up. My record speaks for itself. I didn't just start this, and I want to make this about dealing with why I'm here and the purpose of why they want me off the board. Number one, the FBI, the ATF, and ICE have been investigating many of the homes that have been purchased in the city of Compton illegally for the purposes of laundering money, having drug stash houses, and to put people to work. When you see the little Latino people that are out with the carts and the corn and the bells and the whistles, many people don't wonder where they live. How they get here? How did they get the cart over in this part of the city or that part of the city? Large parcels of land is being purchased in Compton in what we call the farm, Richmond Farms. Some of those farms have 1, 2, and even 3 or 4 acres of land. People are being housed over there, and they are working for their freedom. Coyotes bring them into the city and make them work to pay their debt for their illegal entry into the city. You can't have a community that is constantly in threat of being destroyed from the inside out. I challenge anybody, go buy a house in East LA and say it's for a black person. Get a person that is willing to show you a house in East LA. Why is it that black people, we have to cower down and pretend that we don't see what's going on? I ask these cowards that constantly ask me to defend what I'm saying. I am saying specifically this, as I did before. If you are not legal, if you can't even vote, then why in the hell are we giving money to you because you're afraid to go to work because of ICE? We got black men and black women that have degrees that can't get jobs. We have black veterans that can't get a place to live. But yet there's millions of dollars being given to people who illegally came into the country. And if nobody else will say it, well, damn it, I'm going to say it. I love my people just like you love yours. And I don't need your permission, and hell no, I will never apologize. I am unapologetically black. And in my next lifetime, they might have little baby handcuffs waiting to arrest me for being black. But I will not bow down. Now, these are some petitions. These petitions were circulated throughout Los Angeles. And on this petition, it's a petition to prevent dangerous psychotropic drugs in the state of California against foster children. And the legislators needed to know that there needed to be a law to stop you from telling our kids that something's wrong with them, HDD and this and that. I don't see too many of the names of the people that are illegal immigrants on here. I don't see any of their names, actually, that sign these petitions for us to get legislation. I don't see any of these people who are saying that they want unity when our black kids are in these facilities getting drugged up. We can't have a partnership if we have to do all of the fighting and you get all of the benefits. I'm not one of those people that are going to sit back and let a retarded person, I said the word retarded, run and drive the car for our families. You can play dumb, but you can't play smart. It's who's at the table asking the questions. We have seen a black female leave a Senate seat replaced by a Latino male. We have seen so many of our seats that are gerrymandered for black people given away without any concern for what you're going to do. Well, we're 70% of the city. Okay, then it should be easy for you to vote and get someone in the seat. This is not a racist community. We had a Latino. Unfortunately, he was indicted and he just pled guilty. Nobody said that. They gave more press to me for addressing the Latino community that are here illegally in 2007. And only after the video was dealt with, because Najee Ali or Ronald came down to deal with Bishop Guillory, Leroy Guillory, well, Ronald. Why did the media come and follow you around the city of Compton and claim you were a resident, but they didn't have anything to say about a young black man that just lost his life because of a Mexican who was on the city council, who had his liaison, DJ Quick's son, after hours at a damn party? Now this kid is facing 40 years in prison. A black young man, life gone, recently married, recently new kid, and nobody's saying nothing about that. That didn't hit the media. You ain't got time to do that, but you got time to come and interview Bishop Guillory, a public safety commissioner, about something that he said in 2007. Well, I said it then and I'll say it again. If you are illegal, put your track shoes on, because I'm going to call again and I want them in. And don't vote for me, because when I'm elected, I will make sure that ICE has an office, even if I have to give them my office. I'm the only candidate that is not going to take a check. I don't need a dime from the city of Compton. And I have a big lawsuit if I wanted to sue for the mayor going out, not even knowing that on these checks, I have an employee ID number. This is a personnel issue. If you want me to resign, use your brain. Just like you called me and told me you were going to ask me to resign, it's not an agenda item. It never should have been discussed. But see, you don't even know Robert's Rule and Order because you bought your first seat on the school board for $5,000. Oh, that $5,000 always seemed to pop up. $5,000. Call Basil Kimbrough. He'll tell everybody. He sold her the seat for $5,000 because he had to get out of the seat. Oh, by the way, Najee Ali had something on his Instagram or Facebook about him as well. Let's get back to me not having a church. I want anybody that would like to look at these documents. These are the deeds. I know people they know what a warranty deed is. These are the deeds for all of the properties that I own. This is the reason why I don't need a check coming from anybody from the city of Compton. I don't need the money, okay? These are they call them warranty deeds, already paid for, no mortgages. These are the cars that I have. And like I told them, I will be suing you so I can be buying some more goodies, you know, to make sure that the people that look like me, the people that drive like me, have something to hold on to after we're gone. See, the problem that you have, and that's another thing. I went to the Secretary of State, because we've got to file these documents. You claim, Maria, that you are the Latino Chamber of Commerce. But when we go to Dr. Weber's website, your name is nowhere on there. So if I sue the Latino Chamber of Commerce for your bogus and your slander, it's not even you. So now I have to go knock on, or have somebody else. I wouldn't dare knock on your door because I'll have to have another process server to process serve you. And hopefully your husband is there because I never see him anywhere else. And some people have alleged that he is on the registered sex offender list. So if he is, then you lied on your application for neutralization, right? Naturalization. And guess what? Trump just said that if you lied on the application, he's snatching it back. Bye-bye. So I think people say, maybe I shouldn't be so brash. Maybe you shouldn't mess with people that know how to read. Maybe you shouldn't mess with God's children. I've read in the Bible and I've read in other books, holy books, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. No weapon formed against me shall last. And it keeps turning around because every single time a person like Ronald attacked me, they lose. But the media never come back and tell you what happened. So I have some clips here from all of the little issues that the fake news, Compton Strong, all of the fake news that they said that happened in other cities. Oh, he goes around, he starts trouble, and he's just a this and that. Yeah, I fight for my people. And guess what? I don't charge them a dime. Ombudsman International do it for other people exactly what was done for other people that don't look like us. That's all I want. What was her name? Dum Dum? Oh yeah, Dum Dum. You said that I was under investigation for wearing a badge. This is a article that says the FBI has confirmed that the letter that they received came from Bishop Guillory directly to the FBI. And by the way, the person who wrote me the letter, they got 5 years in prison and he was a police officer. I just wonder how you find shit that's written by bloggers, written by, angry people, angry white people, angry black people. But when it comes down to it, you never ever check and see what really happened. Everything has court records. I keep them. That's what I do. Now, I have one other thing to say because I have places to go and people have questions. I want to ask a question to the black people that live in the city of Compton. How long do you think you're going to be here? You don't have to like me. That doesn't do me any good. I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for you. That's why I'm not going to take a check. I'm not going to take a credit card. I'm going to do what I do, not only give you a surplus in your budget, but I'm going to lower your taxes because I can do that. I know how to do that. I can lower your water rates. See, the problem with broke people is they get into office to make money. I don't need your money. I'm not flaunting mine. I'm just telling you I don't need your money. And anybody that has a plan can turn Compton around. Other communities have turned around. Look at what they were able to do with Oakland, with Richmond, with Harlem. But if you don't have a plan, and the only plan is to try to get you some money, then of course it's not going to happen. You have Holly Mitchell. See, some people are, even Mayor Karen Bass. And these went up on the billboards, showing Reverend Alfredi Johnson on our billboards, free of cost, to highlight that I am Black history. Okay? And what's important to me is to let people know you can be unapologetically Black. I'm not saying hate anybody, but me personally, if you hate me, then I read Psalms 109 for you. I don't have the energy to hate you back. It's too much energy. But what I will say is I will entertain any question. As I told the media, I would not do any more interviews except for written, so that my words won't be cut off and changed. I wanted to have black media here to be able to identify what problems we have in our black community when black journalists are pushed out by Mexican people, pushed out by white people, degraded at the White House. And you are the ones who are communicating to us. If we don't support you, how can you support us? But the messages that go back to the community has to come from you. Has to come from you. If you have a question, I would like to entertain it.
So, can you identify, from your perspective, what are like the fractures in the black community to where black men can be utilized to serve the interests of other groups of people that are kind of detrimental to their own interests?
So let me understand the question. Can I identify the fractures that are in the black community with black men and how they can serve not only the black community but other communities?
What fractures do you see in the community to where black men can be utilized to serve the interests of other communities, like the division aspect in the community that other people see that they're able to capitalize on?
So stop listening to sellout, self-appointed black leaders. They're not. They're not leaders. And if a person does not have God within them, then they're not going to bear any fruit. We have people that are self-serving in these positions. They serve themselves and they serve their kids. Their legacy is only that they took care of their kids. I'm not going to pick on anybody, but I will say this. The majority of black elected officials that lose their seats is because they have their kids following behind them instead of somebody else that has no connection to them at all. And it's not just black men, because most of the black men has been removed and erased because they wanted to have a weaker version of that black man. They wanted to have that woman that they can push down when they want to. You know, you had 2 black women that stood up to Donald Trump. And you had a whole country that watched them be investigated and drugged to court and had their personal lives under a microscope, when we must understand that we are not fighting against just individuals. This is a system that was designed under COINTELPRO to make sure that that question that you just asked will never be answered in our lifetime. But every once in a while, God will say, I don't care what you have planned, boop, here he is, right? I am not in a popularity contest. I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what they think about me. What I care about is being effective enough to make sure that every black young child has the same opportunity as everybody else. And when you see someone that has the same pigment in their skin as you, but they do not have the interests of our community, stop listening to them. Stop listening to people who don't care about us. And number one that is most important to me, stop being concerned about being canceled. How the hell can you counsel me or cancel me when you never subscribed in the first place and you never sat down to have a conversation? You stand because God, Allah, Yahweh, born you to stand. And when we go back to our nature, our natural state of mind, we'll be all right. But you can't tell me as a black woman that you feel good about reading about other black women getting beat, hit, have to go get restraining orders because this moron will beat on them, but he got enough audacity to come forward and tackle me, oh, hell no. Still I rise. I'm still standing. And he lied and said that I'm gonna sue him, I'm gonna have him arrested. Negro, aren't you still on probation? By the way, it's a felony to hit a public official. It's a misdemeanor for me to hit you as a battery. And I'm not admitting that I hit that man. But what I can say is we know who the punk is. The punk is the one that ran over to the sheriff's department claiming that he was stuck in the eye. He stuck me in the eye. Well, you know what? You're lucky that's all if that's all you got, you went out well. Listen, let me just say this. I appreciate the black journalists that are online. I appreciate the black journalist that's here. I'm going to go ahead and ask a question, young man. Okay, let's tackle.
Were you ever threatened by the Mexican gangs, Mexican mafia, and did the Latino people that's sitting on the council ever address your concerns with the Mexican mafia buying up the houses?
So, number one, no, I have never been threatened. It's kind of funny. Let me say this. It's interesting how gangbangers, thugs, and Mexican all of those people, they seem to drop their guns and keister the bullets when the FBI, ICE, and all them other people come. So I think that some of the raids that we've had, and we're going to be dealing with that in the very near future when I do this year in review, because people think that ICE was just going after a bunch of people that were just at Home Depot. That was not the case. And lots of meth was found, a lot of money was taken, a lot of seizures of fentanyl. And people forget that there was a big guy whose son was caught after being in Compton, after being in Linwood, and several people were murdered. Yes, El Chapo's son was right here through our community. And there are a lot of people that took money from him, or is taking money from him. When Isaac Galvan was on the council, he was indicted, and you can read all about it. And this is a fight about the soul of Compton. The voters voted against marijuana, whether it's legal or whether it is recreational in the city of Compton. And the reason why they did that is because they watched their kids and their grandkids and people use drugs back in the day. Sherm, PCP, same thing, right? Heroin, pills. So they don't want it. They don't want it at all. And yeah, they can't stop a culture that smokes weed, but they don't want it legal here. Yet we still have dispensaries here. And you have people who say that they listen to the voters, but yet these places are not getting shut down. I know that Maria gives this facade that she is just, I'm just such an innocent person and I want the best. And the other woman, I won't even mention her name, I'm just gonna call her Miss Oink Oink, Miss Piggy. She claims to have been in the Marines. I hope that you know that stolen valor is not a good thing. But when our military people take an oath, that oath should be to uphold the laws of the United States. How can you deliver food, as you allege, to illegal people who violated the law, but you're a law-abiding citizen yourself? To answer the second part of that question, brother, I'm not afraid of what they can do, will do, and probably should do to me. That is the reason why we are in the shape that we're in right now. If you're scared, go find you a damn church. I'm not afraid. And many of our black leaders, whether they be real authentic or self-imposed or whatever, If you're afraid to die, then why the hell are you leading us? And if nobody's following you, your ass is taking a brisk walk by yourself. We need to stand up. And many of the calls that I've gotten, I appreciate those calls, because these things that I'm saying should have been said a long time ago. I'm not saying them for no other reason than I'm a black man that has a point of saying enough is enough. How much more can we give? We can't go to nobody else's community and just pounce down and then demand rights that you as a citizen don't even have. The hell they do that at? You know, and I know that you may not believe it, but in Mexico, how they treat people with our color is just the same way that they treat us here. And they come here, they disrespect us, and they say things to us, and they say things about us, and they are afraid of only one thing, that Donald Trump. But yet they stood up and said that they were with him until they found out that he was the same person that he was when he was elected the first time. That's not my fault. And I don't want to give any more concessions to ignorance. If you are illegal, then expect that knock on your door. And you can come, you can cry until Christmas come and leave. In 3 years, I got 3 years to do what's necessary to stabilize this community. I am not afraid of anybody, because God got my back. And when he's busy, I got a few other folks. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. And I want you to know that it is important for everybody to know you must stand up at all costs. This is the last stand for Compton. Let me tell you why they wanted Bishop LJ Guillory out. 4 seats are up in June. 4 seats. Oh, I have 3. 4 seats are up in June. Why do I have 3? Because if you win these 3 seats, you will have the dominance on the city council. That 4th seat that I'm talking about is the city attorney's seat. That city attorney can now be appointed by the city council. It was an elective seat until Emma Sharif decided that they would now make an appointment for it. Please believe there will be 3 Latinos running in this upcoming election. And should they win, you will never, ever see Compton as it was before. If people are claiming that 70% of this city is Latino, how did it become 70%? Is all I'm asking. And if you have Latinos that are here that are eligible to vote, maybe they're also voting for the black people that's getting these seats. Maybe they are not with this La Raza hate for black people. Maybe they went to school with us and they know the difference. Maybe those are the ones that are calling me and saying, that's some BS, we're not with that. Maybe, just maybe, voting the first Latino on the council and him being arrested and pleading guilty to bribery and all kinds of other things, maybe that's an indicator. But I want to ask this question, since you guys didn't ask it. Why is it that only in black elected officials, why is it only us that people go to and say they're not being representative if a black person is in that seat? There are many communities that have non-Latino elected officials. And the majority of those people that are in that community happen to be Latino. Are you saying that you don't want black people representing you? Are you saying that we're incapable of representing you? That's interesting. Well, maybe I should throw this out there. Most of the managers of stores and restaurants in Compton that have a Latino manager only hire Latinos. Most of the job sites that you see that have a Latino foreman only hire Latinos. How the hell can we have a black-brown unity if it's only unity when we say it? I've never heard of a brown-black unity. I've never heard of a brown-black sit-down in East LA or anywhere else that they have the majority. All I hear is what I heard last Tuesday after they acknowledged that I would resign. These same Latino people came up here and said, y'all have ruled for too long. It's our turn now. They felt like they had got rid of Bishop. So now they can tell you how they really feel. They call them all racist. And the mayor, and Bowers with his coward punk self gonna talk about, yeah, I want to get rid of Guillory. If you don't get his resignation in time, you better be worried about how you're gonna pay that $15,000 back, pretending to be a hero.
So do you believe that what happened in the LA City Council when they had that closed door meeting when they got caught on video saying, oh, he's with the blacks, don't mess with him, you feel like that's spreading throughout the city?
It has been spreading. It started here. It started here. It started in Linwood, right? You can go back as far as you could. Brother, if you drove down Central back in the day, just go back to the library and just look. That was all black. All black. You had B.B. King, you had all kinds of people coming into the city, right? They have gentrified our community with illegal immigrants. And now you got to fight for a position in your own community. And it's all done under the auspices of, I'm just here to work. I'm just such a, no, you're not. You are a demon from hell. And you hate us. And because of that Spaniard blood in you, you think you're better than somebody. Well, you ain't better than me. And I know you've heard, if you ain't better than a nigger, then who are you better than? I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm not afraid to speak the truth to power and the powerless. Because if you really had a problem, why the hell are you going to come and find a video from 2007 about something I said? That damn president say something every day. Every day. And I ain't seen your ass on a bus nowhere going up there to say nothing about him. But you thought you were going to have a fight with somebody that was going to say, okay, I'm just going to abandon my people and let you go ahead and have it. No, hell no. And for every black person that can hear my voice, I suggest that if you're not registered to vote, you go get your registration to vote. Because this is not a vote about me. This is a vote about your ass. I'm not stuck. I'm not stuck here. Many of you are. And if you think it's bad now, go read what they did in Harborgate. Go read what they did in other cities in San Pedro. They don't like you. They hate you. And they use these two grandmothers and mamas to come and pretend, it just bothers the hell out of me that you, in one hand, you throwing spewing hate, but then you want to talk about unity. And the next minute you talk about you hate this person, you're clapping for a woman beater. Thank you for coming to help me. You know what I tell you? Go to hell. Go to hell. And I hope, like hell, whatever status you have, you better be able to get it documented. Because if you think that I'm going to just say it, I told you before, and I will tell you again, they will be back. And only this time they will be checking receipts. So if you lied on your application, if you take everything I said out of context, but keep this in context, watch God. Watch what Most High God do. This is not about me. This is about what has been done to the chattel slaves. This is about what has been done to our ancestors. This is about what was done and lied about for years and years and years. We're the most peaceful, humble people. And I'm going to ask this before I let you go. Why would two women who claim that I'm the boogeyman, that I'm so bad, oh, he's a bad man, why would you bring your kids and your grandkids to a press conference and put their faces on the news and put an AI picture of black leaders and black Latinos ask for my resignation? An AI generated picture. You're super stupid is what you are. And you started a fight with somebody that's been doing this. I will fight you. And Mayor Sharif, get your boots on, sister. And you better go buy you an attorney. You better go put you some money aside for an attorney. Because I won't sue the city of Compton for what you did. I'm going to sue you personally. And I'm going to take your seat. And I'm not going to charge the city of Compton or the residents a dime for doing so. I have a plan to turn the city around, just like I did this museum. And Ronald, he don't even have a chance Walk across the street, dum-dum. I'm sure you probably haven't been in the church in a long time, after, doing what you've done. But yeah, not only do I have one here, I have one in Bay City, Michigan, and in Center, Texas. It's not an insult when a person says things about you and you can look at their history and find out their contributions to us as a people. You ask them to dig up the star of Michael Jackson. Dig it up, dig it up, dig it up, he's a child blessing, dig it up, dig it up. You ask him to dig up the star of Bill Cosby. Dig up, he done did it. Too bad they'll never have a star of your raggedy ass. The only thing that they're gonna be able to dig up is the ground that they're gonna drop your retarded ass in. And I hope that you have a car wash before you die so that they don't have to have one after. Najee Ali. This is his name, Ronald. Ronald, why don't you let people know what your name is, boy? Ronald, that's your name? And what is this arrest 3 times for rape, man? I know they didn't get no convictions, but 3? And kidnapping and robbery and all this other shit? And you got the nerve to come down to Compton and talk some shit to me? Wow. I think you need to give back that $5,000 that you got to get the racist reelected over in Los Angeles. And you need to stay your ass out of black people business. Every time a black person dies, you run your raggedy ass over there and have a press conference. Nobody needs your raggedy ass. When was the last time you took a bath, man? Because I smell funk that was just horrible when you came to that press conference. I don't know if you sleeping in your cape or what you're doing, but you need to take a bath, bro. You stink, right? And please, whatever you do, let me know one thing that I said that I ain't got the documents to prove. And I would be glad the next time that we invite you, even though we don't have an honorarium for you, that you'll come by. God bless you all, and good night.